Oh, we're live.
Relax.
Hold on. Ooh, that way a little bit.
Damn.
Or does this record? Hopefully this records. How y'all doing? We live on YouTube. YouTube, it looks a lot better. Hold on. Okay. Okay.
They do.
Okay, let me pause. Y'all see me?
Yo.
A little bit. I'm gonna have to sit back. Well, hold on. Okay,
And we are live.
we are live.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm okay. You?
I'm sorry about the little stripper hole. Y'all just got to deal with it.
That's a dope aesthetic.
I did practice on it the other day. Like I was trying to see if I still got it. I do.
What better aesthetic to have than a strip club?
It's fun though. Like just imagine just like swinging around in a little circle all the time.
For fitness purposes.
Mhm.
Heck yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna chop it up with y'all good world about
Man, it's about what's going on in America because I feel like we in some chaos right now.
we in some shit right now. America is a fucking deep, dark rabbit hole, and we all in the middle of it. So how y'all feel about America? Anybody chiming in? Anybody got any sentiments about America of any sort? Because
Well, here's the thing. Like, so you know that Biden has dropped out.
Biden dropped out.
First of all, I don't know what's going on with like I feel like America is going through a little custody battle with us. And we just like the little kids, like just hoping that we don't go to this little orphanage. I don't know what is going on.
Yeah, great analogy. That's
So-
exactly what's going on.
How do you feel about Biden dropping out? Let's first start with that.
Biden, it's good he dropped out. They say it's something pertaining to
Facts.
his age. And I mean, he's an old man, you know what I'm saying? It's past due. And
Y'all, they don't love us, okay? They said it's a hot mess right now.
it's a hot mess. They do not love us. You know what I'm saying? For all the patriotic people out there, you know what I'm saying? I am not patriotic. I am anti-government, anti-America to the max. I am more than willing to explain my stances and my ideologies on that. But if you are patriotic, God bless you. Have a good day. But you in the matrix. They on your ass.
How do you feel about Miss Kamala Harris stepping up?
She's the lesser of two evils. Once again, she's for the corporation of Babylon, which is America. So there's not but so much leeway I can give her. But in the same token, I'm proud of the sister. She's black.
She's stepping up.
She's educated. She's qualified, and it looked like she might make motherfucking history.
But it's
You
like
know what I'm saying?
at this point, it's like like you said, like you got this nigga Trump.
Make America great again. Make America
This
great
nigga
again.
think he a gangster.
This nigga Trump Tupac.
He said you can't fucking kill me.
This nigga Trump Tupac. This nigga that got shot. He done went to jail.
But that gave him his street cred.
This motherfucker Trump.
Okay, so do you feel like that gave Trump his street cred or no? Like, well, I feel like I literally heard this. So like, I'm at work and I'm hearing like my coworkers talking while they cooking and stuff like that. They said, "Man, I got mad respect for fucking Trump. This nigga got shot just like me." So they like, he was like, "I respect. I'm gonna vote for that nigga." I'm like, for real?
For getting shot.
For getting shot.
See, it shows what kind of world we in. Where a motherfucker can get voted to be the head of our country just off the strength of being shot. Motherfuckers get shot every day. You know,
You don't think that's street cred?
No, I would say that just because you got shot, it don't make you no gangster and it don't give you no street cred. You might have got shot for a fucking good reason. And that don't make you more credible to me in the streets. That means that I need to watch out for you in the motherfucking streets because I might need to shoot you too. I.e. Donald Trump. Donald Trump do some bullshit. He offends a lot of people. Some of the shit he does, his policies, his ways, his tactics, they're
very childish.
They're offensive. And when you offend people, you tend to get shot.
He's very much a bully.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, I've seen like a lot of celebrities like endorsing him and like Amber Rose. I've seen Amber Rose and like a lot of I think Waka Flocka too. A lot of celebrities have been really well. It's the rich because like of course like the rich benefit off of like the Republican and stuff like
the
that.
taxes and
Right.
the different things that they got that connect with it.
So how do you feel about that? Because like basically they're endorsing it. So of course when they endorse it, then us people down here, what do? We follow the people that we look at every day, right?
I heard some shit the other day that bothered me. It was a post that Ari made. You know Ari, Moneybag Girl, and she pretty much was saying, you know, America is like the greatest country in the world to live in, and she was out on vacation somewhere. I can't remember where, but by her being out on vacation, it made her feel. It brought her to the realization that America was such a great place. And I feel like that was one-sided and very insensitive, considering that people like Sonya Macy just got shot in the fucking face over a pot of boiling water. You feel me? Mm-hmm. And you're not looking at it from the angle of the small people. You're looking at it from the perspective of the people that can go to Greece and all these other places. And I guess if that gives you enough boom, you know what I'm saying, to poke your chest out and be like, well, I'm better than you because you live at a lower part than me. And it is what it is. But at the same token, America ain't shit. Like, it's a crooked government ran by crooked leaders. It's been crooked since its establishment. It had slavery and genocide and pillaging and all different types of things going on with it from the beginning of its formation. So I don't know how you can call this place great and then still doing shit like that to this motherfucking day. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like she was very one-sided on that, you know what I mean? Because that's fucked up.
Mm. So okay, so like, because I know that's like still fairly new. So like, talk about like tell us the story of what happened.
Okay, so Sonya Macy called police. 36-year-old mother of 2 babies, I believe. Fact check me on that. I believe they say she had 2 babies. She's from Springfield, Illinois. I really don't know a lot about Springfield. I know it's in Illinois. I know it's a pretty good-sized city. So I imagine they got their own struggles and bullshit that they endure and that they go through. But she's a mother of 2. and she called the police because she had fear of an intruder. She claims that it was a whole black Jeep parked at the side of her driveway, and she didn't even know where the vehicle came from. So she said somebody put it there. She appeared to have some mental issues, perhaps, you know what I'm saying, after listening to how she talked scrambled and how she was trying to say things, but she really couldn't get it under wraps. But I feel like the cops from the beginning were talking to her like she was slow. They weren't being empathetic to her needs. They were very aggravated that they had to knock on the door about 5-6 minutes before she answered.
When you said they were talking to her like she was slow, like what did they say?
Okay, so they had to knock on the door for like 6-7 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And I think they had called back to the station and had somebody call her to let them know that the officers were at the door. So they seemed real perturbed that they had to wait on her, first and foremost. She finally came to the door. They was like, "Hey, you're in there?" She said, "Yeah." They, "Hurry up, answer the door." You know, and she came to the door. And then they're like, "All right, is everything all right? You called us." You know, that's when they asked about the vehicle that I just told you about. They was backed in. They go back. One of the officers, the one that caught it all, not the one that shot, the one that caught it all. You know what I'm saying? He's the one that went in the back on his shit. You can look up the whole 30-minute body cam on YouTube. And pretty much, they came back. They were agitated with her, but her answers provoked them to come inside. I guess they made them feel like she was hiding something because she really couldn't give them exactly what they wanted. You feel me? Came inside. She sat down. They get asking for her ID. She can't give them the ID. She started talking about different paperwork, whatever. Then they tell her about the boiling water on the stove. She goes to the stove. She grabs it. The cop makes a reaction. She asks him something. I can't remember exactly. And he's like, "I thought you were moving because I want you to throw that water at me." And then she's like, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." And then he's like, "Don't you fucking do that. Don't you fucking do that. I'll shoot you in your fucking face right now." And then he shot her. You know what I mean? He shot. She ducked. She kind of prepped herself for it. She ducked and she got shot. You know what I'm saying? And she's dead to this very moment. Cold-blooded. Shot her through the head. The other officer, you know what I'm saying? I don't fuck with the police. Fuck the motherfucking police. This made me not fuck with them even more. But shout out to the officer that did come over there and try to apply pressure to her wounds and stay with her for a moment. He said she was still gasping. This was 4 or 5 minutes later, according to the body cam. So she sat there and suffered for minutes after the headshot.
That's crazy.
She wasn't dead. I mean, shit is heartbreaking, man. Shit is fucked up. You know what I mean? It's real fucked up.
It is. So, okay. So, like, speaking of the other officer, like, okay. So, let's just say, like, you were the other officer, like, and that's your partner. And he just, like, he did this, like,
sporadic, ignorant move.
Right. And you're there. Like, you're a part of it. Like, how do you move? Do you feel like the officer did like the best he could?
He did. Because I mean, at this point, your partner that you got, you know, when he withdrew his gun, the other cop withdrew his gun. I think that was kind of out of, oh shit, does he see something I don't see? You know what I mean? Like, I think that was kind of, because he's shaky, you know, and then when he shot her, the dude was like, "I'm gonna go get my med kit." He's like, it's a headshot. Yeah. She's pretty much done, you know what I mean? And then he's like, fuck. You know, when you watch the whole thing, he's like, fuck. And then he.
Well, okay, but also, like, it's kind of like the dude was a little bit disrespectful because, like, the disrespect came from, like, outside where he was just like, what did he said? She was like, "Oh yeah, that crazy bitch." What did he say? He was like, the crazy bitch.
When he walked outside, it was a whole bunch of officers already out there congregated. And I got an energy from them. Like, they were looking at him like, "You bum, like, you lame, like, what did you just shoot her for?" Because the other dude.
Nobody asked him if he was okay. I didn't hear that.
No, they really wasn't fucking with him. The energy I got from them cops was like, "The fuck did you shoot that woman for, dude?" And if you watch the entire footage, it's a part where another cop or somebody comes in there and it's like, "Where's the gun?" he's like, "There's no gun." She tried to throw boiling water on me. When we see she clearly didn't. She like you showed me. She dropped the shit, failed. She didn't try to throw nothing at you. She was no threat to you. She had no boiling water she was gonna throw on you. But that's what. Because even the other cop was like, "Damn, where's the gun?" I just knew in my mind it was a fucking gun.
Yeah.
If you had to use lethal force, you know what I'm saying?
Because he did turn, like the other cop, he did turn around because he was looking at the room, and then he turned around. All of a sudden, the gun was like drawn or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh no, they gonna eat his ass in jail. Okay. First of all,
they gonna get his ass. He a cop.
You think he gonna die in jail, or they gonna protect his ass?
You know, if this was the 80s or the 90s, I'd say yeah. Because you see what they did to Jeffrey Dahmer in jail. Nigga killed him in jail. You know what I mean? Straight up beat him to death with a dumbbell.
Yeah.
I'd say, but nowadays, I mean, George Zimmerman's still walking around. And niggas ain't did nothing. Niggas kill their own brethren every day. For the little Pekino shit. But won't go shoot the oppressor or the motherfuckers that's actually doing this shit to him.
What do you think?
I don't think nothing gonna happen to him in jail.
Are you serious?
Unfortunately, I hope I'm wrong.
Do you think what do you think his sentence is gonna be? Do you think he's gonna get off?
No, considering that they have already charged him with first-degree murder, he got apprehended, and they put him in.
They let him go too from the department.
He might, yeah. So normally when that happens, they suspend the officer and it's a trial, and they don't normally charge the officer with first-degree murder off the jump. That's a big boy charge to have attached to you off the jump. Darren Wilson, the officer that shot Mike Brown, I'm going to tell you this too. I seen a thing today. I shared it on Facebook. It had 100 different people in the causes behind the police killing them. There's 100 different people. More than that. But they got 100 of them that they threw out there, and I was familiar with. A small percentage, the Tamir Rices and the Mike Brown and the Sandra Bland and the Sonia Massey and Fidel Castro and the Gardner dude in New York with the cigarettes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm familiar with all those, but I did not know about a lot of those other brothers and sisters. That shit is sickening. That's it was a list, man. Over 100 motherfuckers have been slain. And more than likely cold blood or hasty blood.
Because it's normal now. Like that's part of our norm nowadays is police brutality.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think now they're more fearful because we're more fearful. Thinking about both sides, but to his point, you get people who don't have good morals, really on this task force, and you give them a gun,
mm-hmm.
and we're supposed to I was so heartbroken because she was saying she said, "I love y'all, thank y'all."
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, so she really trusted them to protect her and
help her.
Yeah, help her.
She called them. When you call the police, you are expecting results.
Yeah.
Street niggas don't call the police because we handle the shit in our own way.
That's what I'm
saying. But a law-abiding citizen, if they call the police, they need assistance. So a cop's first and foremost is to protect and serve. Go protect them, make them feel safe, and serve them. Do what they ask of you.
Or just arrest her if you felt like she was if you felt like she was getting a little rowdy.
But she wasn't.
I'm just saying, worst case scenario.
Yeah, worst case scenario, just arrest her. But she didn't have that. That girl went on. She didn't do nothing wrong. She was sitting in there. They didn't smell no reefer. They didn't see no guns. She went loud with them. Even Sandra Bland. Even though I don't feel like they should have did that shit to Sandra Bland.
Oh no.
But Sandra Bland was belligerent with their asses. She was letting their motherfucking asses know from the jump. Hold up. What you pulling me over for? What the fuck? Hell no.
She was in her right mind.
She was in her right to do it all, but
she was in her right mind. Versus this lady, like you said, she said she probably was on medication. She wasn't on and he talking to her Like she's slow.
Yeah.
So he already know. You can't even say, oh well, I didn't know that she was a little bit off. You did because you were talking to her like.
Yeah, you were talking to her. You were even mocking her at a point, like, do you? And you said when you came outside that she was crazy. So between your first interaction with her and your last reflection of her, you noticed that she was off a little bit. That's why you called her crazy. So you should have been more empathetic and served her. You know what I'm saying? You should have served her needs. Something's wrong with her. Let me see if she's okay. He asked her for her ID. I get it. That's officer protocol. When the officer comes in and he need her ID. Got her ID. But damn, the shooter, after you the motherfucker that told her to stop the water boiling, is mind-boggling.
Mm-hmm.
She could have left the pot going. What difference did it make to y'all? You know what I mean?
Well, he was saying like, you could start a fire or whatever. We don't want a fire start. He said, go turn that. He told her. That's the thing. She complied with what he said. He told her to go. So like, imagine you're sitting on the couch. You're going to get your ID like you were told. Then your officer tells you to get up and go turn the boiling turn the boiling water off because the quote unquote it's going to cause a fire. So you're picking the pot up to take the boiling water. You're doing what you're told. So that's what she was doing. And, he was talking about, we don't want to start the fire. And that's when she said, no, like I rebuke you. And he was like, what? And she was like, I rebuke you. Basically saying like, I don't want no fire to happen in my house. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. What do you mean?
What do you mean? It was almost like that awoke a demon in him.
Oh no, his ass was itching on that damn tree. Give me 1 second. Let me get the baby tail.
You good? When?
Look at see the comment.
What's happening, y'all? You know what I'm saying? Let's see what we on today. You know what I'm saying? Let's see y'all in here checking in. Everything. You know what I'm saying? I love y'all, baby. You know what I'm saying? 5-star, baby. Hey, man. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in with us. We getting ready to pop this shit. Turn on.
Yeah, I guess. Okay.
Turn on.
But yeah, the whole thing was uncalled for, and I honestly, this is like, cause like it's all over like social media, and like everybody's like you said, they're very heartbroken over, just like she didn't do anything. Like there's nothing for anybody to like advocate for. Like the footage kind of spoke for itself.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, I don't know what kind of mental testing needs to go through with these cops. Because here's the thing, I think some of them be racist, okay? Some of them be racist. But some of them I do be feeling like they go through post-traumatic stress or whatever. And if you're going through post-traumatic stress, then you don't need to have a gun. Like, maybe you need to do security or something like that. Yeah,
you need to do security. I be feeling like it'd be a bunch of weird motherfuckers that a bunch of weird motherfuckers that probably got picked at in school or lost their girlfriends to black guys.
You think so?
I think that's what it be. And then they, you ever seen that movie American History X?
Mm-mm.
Oh, goddamn, it's a good one. So pretty much, in synopsis, is about this skinhead dude that killed this black dude, went to jail for it. A black dude saved his life. He came out feeling different about black people, but his little brother was already taken on after his big brother's footprints.
Oh.
And he had to try to save his little brother from the ignorance that he already kind of created. And it's this one scene in the movie where the little brother that was following in the brother's footprints, he was like, he was talking to his friend. He was like, I hate everything that's going on with America right now. I hate how it's cool to be black. I hate how, all the white girls pretty much want to date black guys, and all the media and everything gravitates towards being black. Granted, this was in 2004, 5, 6. We are 18 years removed from that. 20 to 18 years removed from that. Black is where it's at now, for real. So you got a lot of motherfuckers that hate that shit. You know what I mean? Like just off the strength that the world is, that's what the whole Make America Great Again is about. Like they don't like what it's become. So if you give a guy like that came up in a millennial baby, that came up with that type of rhetoric being taught to him, and he wants to make the world a better place for his kids, what other job would he take? Police officer. So now you got this kind of guy with a badge and a gun and a motive and a cause and a justification. And that's the most dangerous motherfucker to have around because females ain't even safe. Females in their homes ain't even fucking safe to be in the kitchen with a fucking pot. You know what I'm saying? Like this shit is real. That shit is fucked up. You know what I mean? That's what I feel. It was a bunch of white boys. I remember back in school, man. They used to catch the short end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? And some were open-minded enough to realize, hey, these are the breaks. Life is hard. Life goes on. But a lot of motherfuckers, like you said, post-traumatic stress.
Well, because like you said, like I don't know, they may have got shot, on duty from or majority of the people that they have to arrest or whatever are black people. Because black people do be acting ignorant.
We do.
But like the stories that we're talking about,
these aren't those scenarios. That's what breaks my heart. Like, okay, it's a million niggas out here. And these niggas got a story, and there's a reason why they like that as well. But if they doing wrong, they doing wrong. If they out here, those are the people it should really be footage of a nigga with a gun shooting at your ass before you gun him down. Why are all of these instances about people who
they ain't got no gun
are regular people? And it makes the bully coward aspect even more prevalent in the cop to me, because it's like, you shooting motherfuckers. You scared to do that shit with some niggas that are buck back. You doing that to civilians.
You know what? I had seen, I think it was a TikTok. I had seen where this dude, he was sleeping in his car. So like, I don't know if he was like, on break or whatever. But then, fuck, if the nigga want to sleep in his car, he want to sleep in his fucking car. So the nigga was sleeping in his car. And police came up behind because like it looked like an abandoned car in the middle of the thing, but it was on because he was in there. So he pulled up behind, and dude wake up. He see the police flash his light. He opened the door. Police fired and killed the dude. Like you see it on his body cam. So you see shit like that. I'm like, what the fuck? This nigga was just sleeping in his car. Like he didn't do shit. And he literally came out. He had his hand, like you said, he had his hands up. So it's like all these people, they don't have guns or anything like that. He had his hands up. He's complying. There's nothing like a danger.
There's no imminent threat with these people at all.
Yeah.
Walter Scott, the nigga in Charleston. That was in Charleston.
Mm.
Walter Scott ran away. My mama always told me, Josh, whatever you do, don't talk no shit to a cop, and don't turn around and run from a cop. Mm-hmm. And the older I get, I understand why she was saying that. She didn't say kiss their ass and don't stand your ground. She was like, talk no shit to a cop, because now you're giving them probable cause to feel like you're belligerent or a threat, and then they will shoot your black ass. If you run from them, now you're an imminent threat, and they will shoot your black ass. And then people will be telling your story and talking about you like we doing these unfortunate people. You know what I'm saying? I get that shit now. Like, you cannot.
So, okay, let me ask you this. So if you get pulled over right now,
yeah,
how do you feel? And then two, what do you do, like, in your head and like physically? What do you do to prepare for the officer that comes to your window? Because like,
okay, Bronx, shout out Bronx, SP, Alphabet Boys, got an episode coming soon. Okay, I was in the car with Bronx one night. This is high school, okay? This is well before the Black Lives Matter and what's going on with the police right now. We in the car. Me, him, Sid, my nigga D-Bird, 4 of us, we leaving a basketball jamboree at Hillcrest, And we getting on that bridge right there on Fairview Road. We crossing the bridge, chilling, laughing, having a good time. We get blue lighted. Oh shit. Bronx is driving perfectly well. He like, oh shit, like what the fuck? The police that pulled me over like, nigga, what you do, dog? What you do? I ain't do shit. Pull over your vehicle now. They hit us on the loudspeaker. No, we really start freaking out now. Like, oh shit, what the fuck? Pull us over. Stop the car. Cop, come out. Unholster his weapon. Come up on us.
Shut up.
Let me see them hands. We're like, oh shit. Oh fuck. He got the gun on us now. The muzzle of the gun at the window. I see the gun. It's right here. If he had to decide that I made a wrong move, I'm shot. Gun. Got it on Bronx. Let me see them hands. Bronx like, what I do, officer? What I do? He like, take the key out of the ignition, throw it out the vehicle. Nigga took the key out the car, threw the motherfucker out the vehicle. Still frantic because, I mean, there's a whole motherfucking gun pointed on him with an abrasive redneck. Take the keys out of the vehicle. If redneck got a gun on you, you really get nervous. I don't know about y'all. You play the gangster shit, and the redneck put a gun on you, that's the worst. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather a Chicago nigga put a gun on me than a redneck. That's bad. This nigga make us throw the key out the car. Y'all see here? Yeah, get out of the car. Niggas get out of the car. Frisking niggas. The whole shebang. Come to find out, we fit the description of 4 black males in the same type of car with hoodies on. And we fit the description of males that had robbed some earlier. And instead of just pulling us over, coming to the car, he treated us like we were guilty before innocent and dogs. It was cold. It was football season. It's cold in football season. We were outside the car cold. We had to wait on Bronx's mom to come up there. Bronx had stole the car. So his mama didn't know he had the car. Mama found out he had the car. It was a bad night for us, you know what I'm saying? But we here to tell the tale. And I've been in 2 or 3 other scenarios with cops like that. And when I tell you, I've learned to really just, when you get pulled over, you better act like Jeezy in that song, Don't Get Caught. In the beginning, he talked nice to the officer. Because like he said, I got a trunk full of Yola and a gun. Because you better talk to him the right way. Because if you don't, look what happened to Sandra Bland. If you assert your rights and talk to him and be belligerent and be hard with him, you are increasing the chance of some bullshit happening. So do it at your own risk. It's like swimming without a lifeguard.
So
do it at your own motherfucking risk.
So if you get pulled over, you putting hands on dashboard?
I'm getting ready. I get pulled over right now. I'm like, hey, how you doing, man? Everything all right? You know, I smell marijuana. If he pull me over, the motherfucker finna smell weed. That's what's going on with me. Weed already hit the motherfucker. Hey, man, you know what I mean? I just got a little weed. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I'm going to talk to him cool. I'm not going to be belligerent. Hands on the dashboard. I'm waiting for him to tell me what to do. I've even joked with an officer before recently and been like, I'm just reaching for something. You know, y'all like to shoot people and shit. Look at him. He looked at me back. I mean, I wouldn't even recommend doing that. I felt like an idiot when I done it because I'm thinking, Josh, damn, you done said that shit to him. You might piss him off. Like, you never know. But I went there. I tried him and I said, man, you know, y'all be shooting motherfuckers and shit.
You know, you gotta put that warning out there. Like, okay, if something happened to me, like I said it on.
You know.
Oh my gosh. That is great though. Like, and that's crazy. I really get scared though. Like when I get pulled over and like I don't know. Like I literally start shaking. Like it gets to the point where I get frantic because, like you said, you don't even know like what type of officer that you're gonna get. It's like you get a nice officer because like I done got some nice officers that like they were real cool, whatever. They're like, oh, good. Like most of the time, I don't even get like tickets or whatever. Most of the time, the officers like my ass and they let me go.
That's a perk of being pretty female.
Yeah, but then you, like you said, you get the vibe off of the officer. You get those, you know, especially in South Carolina.
Yeah.
Because like we went through Pickens County. Pickens County, I was like, oh
Pickens County is. I couldn't imagine living in Pickens County.
Man, I feel like they had lynchings every day.
I went to Pickens County twice in my life, and like you say, they look like they still lynch people.
It look like they still do. Like
They
just
look
like
like-
the stuff that's out there. If y'all go look out there, like it's just like it's giving very racist. Like even the sheriff, they had like this big old sign for the sheriff. You look at the picture of the sheriff, I'm like, oh yeah, he's definitely putting you in the jail.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, definitely.
so yeah, in South Carolina, definitely no. Like I'm not playing around here. Like in Georgia too. Georgia, they don't play.
The whole South, even Texas and Florida. It's parts of Texas and Florida that aren't beaches and big city. You get caught slipping down there in that motherfucker you want to. Oklahoma, North Carolina, West Virginia, the entire South. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
this whole part of the country went to war so that people like you and I could be slaves. And there's motherfuckers in this region whose grandparents willingly fought for that right. And they know their grandparents. They love their grandparents. Their grandparents set them on their knee and told them stories about that and told their grandma. And their grandma told their dad. And their dad told them. So the ideology, it lives on. These are the same people. These are the descendants of these people. You can't escape that shit.
So do you think because like I even thought about it, I'm like, is this shit ever going to end? Like
It's fading out slowly
do
because
you think so? Because like or is it like social media kind of makes it more
acceptable.
more in our face? Because like before it's like in the 90s, like we really didn't hear about what I mean, you heard about police brutality, but like you said, you only heard about the major shit, like the shit that hit headlines. Versus now, you can hear more stories because we have social media, we have more access to those resources because we're constantly on our phone, we're constantly on the internet.
People constantly recording some bullshit.
They're sharing and stuff like that. So it's getting to us faster. Even that story, like when you said, "Oh, had you heard about it?" I said, "Yeah," because like it was already
viral clip.
It was already viral. So it's just we're getting information faster. So is it like it's really reducing or?
It's not when you put it like that. It's only off the strength of. This is why a lot of white supremacists are mad. Not white people, because white people as a whole aren't bad.
Right.
We can't categorize all white people according to the mass majority of the powers that be. You know what I'm saying? But for the white supremacist minded white people, the reason why they don't want us race mixing is because black is such a we the first man that ever walked the earth. Everything come from us. So when we procreate with another, for lack of a better term, lesser species, our genome is more evident than other motherfuckers. So a white supremacist is hearing that shit and thinking, they're wiping us out. Because we really are, in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
All these white girls is going to black dudes is going to white girls. They're having like my daughter Emmy, we have a whole sub race of mixed people with black people right now. Mm-hmm. That's a thing going on, you know what I'm saying? So if you look at it like that, in 30, 40 years, it'll be a whole nother group of black people that aren't black, like me being a full black person. You get what I'm saying?
That's the thing. Like it's like if that's what we kind of all kind of know that just based off of like scientists have said or whoever has said. Like so we know that that's the direction that we're heading. It's like they're kicking and screaming. Like
they don't want to go. They're gonna die kicking.
Oh my god! Like no.
Yeah. You know, motherfuckers falling and they die, but they say like, oh, I would just fall. I mean, how long gravity got to pull me to the bottom because I'm falling. Like all the screaming and dramatics is not gonna change the reality of what's happening.
But here's the thing though, because like at my second job, like I work at Longhorn, and I literally had this dude. he was mad. He was mad about us having to wait. This is when I was like doing the wholesale or whatever. He was mad that we had to wait, and it was him and his wife, and they were just both just like bad spirits. But I was like, you see, it was like people clearly in the lobby, but they were just feeling very entitled, and he wanted to sit down right then and there, and they were old. So I was just like, no, like other people been waiting, like I can't just sit you just because you're old. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, he got mad, and he was like, he was like, I said something to the extent he said something off the wall, and I was like, you ain't gonna talk to me like that. He said, I can talk to you any way I want because I'm white and you're black and I can say whatever. Literally. When he said,
old white man told you this?
he was yelling in my face and everything. I literally lost all my senses. I said, I called my manager. I said, if you don't get this man out of my face, I said, I'm going to go to jail today. And I said, he can't eat here. I said, he can't eat here. I said, because I will literally beat this man.
That's wild.
And my manager, before my manager could kick me out, this man like ran out. Cause like I knew it's like when he said it in front of everybody. So it's like
wow.
He knew he was wrong and he ran out with his wife. But I told my manager, I said he can't eat here. I said he can't eat here.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It comes a time when you gotta stand up for that shit. Cause like, who wants to be treated like that off the strength of just being black? You know what I mean? Like my grandma told me she had to go downtown Greenville when my mama was born. Say she was having some issues with mama, you know. She thought it, you know, breached baby or whatever. They had to cut her open and everything. She was on the brink of losing her life, giving birth. You know, they went to the front thinking that they might give them an exception, and their little white receptionist kindly reminded her, ma'am, the colored section is down in the back. We can't. My grandma said, I'll never forget how I felt hearing that while I'm sitting here with a breached baby in me, feeling like I'm finna die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, that's what it is. Like, just like the whole, that's even circling back to the old dude, it's the lack of care for her life. Because like even when he went outside, like he didn't care that like that whole life was gone.
That's why the slogan is Black Lives Matter. It's so deep that you just said that. Please continue. But I just wanted to interject that. That's why it means that, like, Black Lives Matter. It's always felt like it didn't matter. It's so nonchalant. It's so whatever. So what if you die? Squish the bug. You know how we squish a bug and we don't even think about that bug? We do that shit as people, the bugs, all the motherfucking time. Okay. We squish. I've thought about that shit, just me being me. I've literally killed a bug before and thought, damn, he might have been on his way home to his family. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really, I just fucked up their whole life. But I don't want the bug in my motherfucking house. So we're in a situation now. Now we're in a fork in the road where it's like, and I feel like white people and a lot of other races feel like that about us as black people. Like, well, she's just a nigger. They stuck on us, and before thinking, damn, we had a whole life. Yeah. We had somewhere we were going. We were en route to some place. We had plans tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So when you break it down like that, it comes to Black lives definitely matter. We are humans. We are not insects. We are not animals. We think, we sleep, we breathe, we die, we
bleed the same red blood.
Breathe the same air and walk. You know what I'm saying? And with two legs like you instead of four like a motherfucking animal. Everything is the fucking same. Genetically and anatomically, we're the same. So I don't get where you feel like it doesn't matter. And that's the point that motherfuckers is driving home. Like, it's gotta matter, man. You gotta at least have some forethought. Be like, I'm not gonna kill this person because they're black.
Yeah, so where does it start? Like,
it starts with the parenting. As we were gonna talk about with Wes, and I think we did touch on it. It starts with parenting. As a parent, you have to familiarize yourself with black things. I seen a dude on social media one time say, have you ever put yourself in the white dude now, country, redneck white dude? He's like, have you ever put yourself in the shoes of a black person? He's like, have you ever watched Roots or something black or something that was, as a white person, I'm challenging you to just put yourself out of your white world and put yourself in the shoes of a black person for maybe a week. Just have fun night and be like, hey baby, we finna watch some black stuff tonight. And if you're open-minded enough and empathetic enough, you'll start realizing the plight that these people have. It's not just something that's made up, which also goes back to the other point we had earlier with the social media. This shit been going on. My grandparents and my daddy have been telling me stories for years about wild shit. I never knew they were gonna invent a device where it had a camera on it and this shit would now be to the world. But my daddy had me watching all kinds of Black Panthers, the fucking Freedom Riders, MLK, fucking Malcolm. These people were slain, the Kennedys. You know what I'm saying? Like, and as a child, I'm soaking this shit in. Like, damn.
But that's the thing, like you said, because you said it starts with the parents.
It starts with the parents.
But that's it. On the flip side of that, like that's a lot to put on a child who is still innocent, right?
Yeah, it is.
They're still innocent. They don't know like there's bad in the world, but we're introducing it. So we have to introduce it early. And while we're introducing it early, guess what? They're picking up guns earlier. They're picking up drugs earlier. So, how are we really doing good? Because like it's like the content of what we're teaching them. Are we really teaching them enough to survive?
I feel like it's a hard truth, but it needs to be, because you don't want to come across it out of ignorant bliss. You know what I'm saying? Just being, a lot of people don't know it, and then they'll go around their whole life thinking, like OJ. OJ was walking around thinking he was one of them until he did some nigga shit that he could not be forgiven for. And then he became a nigga. That's why Jay-Z killed that shit. Still nigga. OJ, the story, it was so deep. Like, if you know this and get it told to you early, you can digest it better, in my humble opinion. That don't work for everybody, because I can see why what you're saying. Like, I don't want to tell my daughter about it 100% because she's half white. And I don't want to turn her against her whole white side. But you know what? My baby's so smart. My baby came to me and she said, Daddy, I did a book report on Martin Luther King. And I could have picked anybody, but I chose Martin Luther King. And she was like, Martin Luther King, and I'm reading it like, Daddy, white people, and she said it like this. She's like, white people were so mean. Like, why were they so? And when she opened it, I hit it in the fucking door. I didn't hit it too hard, but I told her, I said, well, baby. And I had to tell her the truth about it. I said, you are Black, AKA African. They stole us and brought us here to work in a land, and we've been.
But that's what they're gonna see her as, because like, even though like you said she's mixed. So
they're gonna see you as a nigga for your whole life.
Yeah.
If you were in a plantation, you would still be working on the field with me and the rest of the darkies. So you need to understand this. That don't mean that you hate all white people. That doesn't mean that your family is a part of that. But this is a reality that's going on in the world. Because the last thing I want you to do is go out here, la 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 la, and you end up in a situation with your hands up to the ground with a gun on you, and you just don't know why. I want you to be able to, even in the darkest and the scariest of your moments, be able to say, God, take my soul. Here I am. This is the plight of a nigga. Horrible is it? This is the plight of a fucking African American in this country. You know what I'm saying? And I want her to be able to grasp that, so then she can make better decisions, and then she don't put herself in certain predicaments that may make them come onto her that way. Be more cautious. You can't be all out in the middle of the party, being the fun. You'll be the motherfucker that takes the short end of that shit.
Well, okay, so how do you feel about kids? They do feel safer with guns, so they are getting guns earlier, which, like you said, like you see, more school shootings early. You see more of that because, like I said, they're getting their guns earlier because they're feeling the need to protect themselves earlier.
Yeah, that's a result of the bullying and the meanness that comes from media and movies. And I got
Well,
Grand
think
Theft.
about that little boy that remember that little boy that walked up. It was like was
Toy
it
gun.
he walked up on the person house accidentally, and then they shot him.
I'm totally familiar with that one.
Well, that one was a kid, and he walked up on somebody's house, and they shot him. And
A black kid.
black kid, and he literally said like, "Oh, okay, I think it was a kid."
He saw a black person in his yard and got fearful. Damn.
So it's just like that's what I'm saying. Like kids, like it's like yeah, you gotta tell them, but like kids are now feeling the need to like carry a gun with them, and then they're not responsible, nor is their brain developed enough to be able to
Understand the severity of this decision, man.
yeah. So they get trigger happy, and then they're ending their lives early or getting in jail early, and then of course you're in the system early. Yeah, you already pretty much on that downhill slope of life.
It it's still, and I don't want to put this all on the parents because my parents did the best they could in the areas where they did fumble and fall short. Really didn't have to do with their love or their care, but they was just human going through the motions, and I still ended up in a lot of shit despite what they taught me. So I can only imagine what a young person goes through that doesn't even have that. You get what I'm saying? So I don't want to be insensitive. That's something I've been working on, is trying to be empathetic with people and not be too judgmental, because you don't really know what a motherfucker go through. Like, you don't wake up with them and go through their day. You don't know. But people, yeah, man. What was I saying? Totally forgot.
Because I was saying like about kids having guns early or whatever.
People are bullying, and it does start with the parents once again, because the parents have to. You don't want to put it all on the parents, but you got to let that kid know the severity of shit. Like, you have to have those talks with that kid. Like, hey man, I know it might be people at school enticing you with guns. We had shit like that. Dare, the Lion. These things were the fill-in things for the parents that weren't teaching the kids that shit. I learned some shit from Dare that I didn't learn from my parents. You know what I'm saying? And then I learned some shit from the neighborhood that I didn't learn from my fucking parents. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes
it's out of
their reach. You don't want to put too, but all you can do is the best you can do. Stay prayed up. The best you can do. Let people know what's going on. Let your kids know what's going on. And my dad used to be good at telling the other little boys in the neighborhood shit too. If opportunity presents yourself to drop a gem on a young nigga, and my homeboys remember my daddy doing that. They respect that. When he passed, they were all like, yo, you don't understand how much of a father figure your dad was to me, because he did take it upon himself just to drop gems. That shit resonates with people. You never know how much a kind word or a resourceful word will go with a person. You know what I mean? So talk to the kids. Show them movies. Show them examples. Show them media clips. Talk to them about people that went through it, i.e., victims of Black Lives Matter or historical figures, and make sure that that's drilled into their mind. So if you come across a situation like that's kind of reminiscent of whatchamacallit, I'm gonna leave that alone. That matters, man. You don't know what might come and what won't come to a motherfucker's mind. You know what I'm saying? In the heat of the moment. You know?
No, that's a good point. It's really sad. It's sad altogether what's happening.
Hell yeah, it is. So it goes back to America is full of shit. America's full of shit. America has all these issues from within, but yet we out here policing the world.
We just need a break, okay? We need to take a break.
4 years without a president.
Yeah, we just don't need a president for a while. Until we figure shit out.
Mhm.
Let's have a trial period where we
I
finish
agree.
it out. But that was our hour.
That was our hour. Look at us.
Thank y'all for tuning in. So we're gonna tune in again. We got another episode coming on, but we're gonna tune in live again. So stay with us. If y'all following us, follow us on our page, Knee Deep. Okay, on Instagram and on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and comment. All right, and we are out.
We are out.
See y'all.
See y'all.
Hold on, let me